Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to British Ramadan here on British Muslim TV as we commemorate the last few days of Ramadan. I'm joined by Dr. Gab Khan. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Wa alaikum salam.
Nice to
Thank
see
you very much. You too. How are
How's
you?
your British Ramadan coverage been?
So far, I think it's been great. Just want to take this opportunity to thank the viewers for supporting us and giving us feedback on the content that we put out this year. So it's been very good. Thank you.
Are you part of Shazan? Beautiful brand.
I represent Shazans, as mentioned on the previous programs.
Tell us a bit about Shazan. What do you do?
Shazans, as mentioned on the previous programs, is a brand. Been in the UK for quite a number of years. It's been on a journey where we started off on in Tesco's about 10 years ago in the fresh section. And before that was frozen, and frozen is still around. And sort of we're available in all the high street retailers like Morrison's, Asda, Lidl, Aldi, M&S. We're also available in Costco. We do a pre-pack chilled range, and we also do counters as well.
Yeah, that's really good. And in Ramadan, here on British Muslim TV, you've been presenting recipes, beautiful meals, amazing chefs. Tell us a bit more.
I think we took feedback from last year, sort of Ramadan, and this year we've gone into recipes again, where we utilised chefs like Greg, Denise, and Steve Chauhan, utilising chicken, lamb, and beef from the UK, which is fantastic, reared to great standards. The taste is great, you know, and to show our audience, you know, what they can do. The recipes are available on the websites. So it's been very, very good. And I think some of the feedback that sort of come through is Ramadan isn't just about meat. You know, there's recipes utilizing dairy, flour, and hopefully next year we'll be incorporating that in our segments. Yeah.
Now, Ramadan is not just about serious recipes and cooking. It's also about lots and lots of fun. With Mr. T, I hear. Tell us.
Absolutely. Mr. T's been involved with Greg, where he's given his own version of the star ratings. When you go through 20 of the segments, he's given great recipes based on presentation for beef, lamb, and chicken, and also for the taste of the products.
Yeah.
So it was really great to have him, and obviously he brings his desi style of fun, you know, which Greg is sort of catching on to it.
He's becoming a bit of an expert, is our Greg, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think Greg's a fantastic chef, you know. He's been in the sector for well over 20 years. He understands food and the ingredients and how to bring the best out of the ingredients in terms of how to utilize them, the type of cuts, in how to cook them, how to present them. And also, Denise, you know, has been working on a lot of the beef and lamb recipes from AHDB. And she's really great in terms of looking at new things. Like, I never knew what a bao bun was, you know, from Korea, for example. So it's always learning new ideas and new recipes. And I think, like mentioned, it would be great for the public to get involved and say, this is how I do my Ramadan for next year. So hopefully we'll be creating a platform where people can send in their ideas and hopefully utilize this, and even maybe they can come and show us. So get involved, you know, do write in and say this is what you're looking at, so that when we're looking at next year's Ramadan 2025, we can actually take it into account and change the format so it suits what the audience wants as well.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the highlight of some of that fun with Mr. T in this clip now.
Now, I've spoken to your wife while she's been down there.
Okay.
And normally, I use this serving size for your meals.
Okay.
Now, unbeknownst to me is, Mrs. T says he needs to have one of this size, I'm telling you.
Is that not to serve it, to actually drink the soup, is it? Mrs. T, what have you been telling this man? Oh, God.
Them portions you're giving him aren't big enough. You need to have one of those.
Bro, that's just a sipping spoon, that is. So this is Korean style brisket. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In a Korean style bao bun. Oh, it's very hot. It's just come out of the oven, has it?
It has just come out of the oven.
Right.
Now, what is that like, Mr. T? You tell me.
Wow.
Has it made up from yesterday?
That, as the old trend was, so beautiful, so amazing, just looking like a wow.
Now, it's been amazing to see how the recipes have really inspired people and bringing those recipes to life. And also important is assurance. So people are reassured by your products and your recipes. Tell us a bit about that, bringing the recipes to life, but also that assurance as well.
Thank you. What we've done this year is we had a number of the supply chains involved, the people behind who produce the food. So, for example, on lamb, you had people like Pigstock, Broughton Farms, showing where the lamb comes from, how it's reared, where it's processed. So that was a great insight. Also, poultry, for example, we had Gafoor and Shafa talk about their businesses. So that gives people a bit of an idea where the food comes from and what's important. We also had insurance for HFA and HMC coming on and going through what's involved in insurance certification. And it was great to see.
It's pretty much from the farm to the forecourt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then it was great to see people like mentioned Qurbani and Akika. And also, it was great to see AHDB, the important role they play throughout our supply chain in the halal sector and for British produce as well. And I think when it sort of comes to bringing the recipes alive, you had people from the exhibitions talking about the halal sector and what's going on. So it was great for people to showcase this is actually the halal sector and what's involved, you know, and what the standards are and things like that, really.
I've watched some of the programmes. Last year was part of the programmes. This year I've been watching them. British Halal Charter. Tell us a bit more about that.
The British Halal Charter is a set of principles which can be found on the website. So it's essentially a set of principles. If I just go into some of them, like the guys mentioned the programs, like the animal is alive and healthy at the point of slaughter, high welfare standards, the smear said when the animal is slaughtered. So just set of guidelines, and there are signatures to that, like Gafoor, Pigstock, ourselves, you know, to ensure that people are getting halal, and the chain is certified by reputable halal bodies independently. So it just means that whatever product the customer is buying, that's what they're getting. And that's very important to ensure that you have high welfare and halal standards in the UK. And so details of the British Halal Charter can be found on www.britishhalalcharter.uk. And how to join and things like that, the details can be found on there. You know, quite happy to take any questions, so please.
Yeah. And what's your reflections about how different this year's been from last year?
This year there's been a lot more involvement, and the key difference between this year and last year is bringing the recipe to life to showcase to the viewers what's actually involved in the supply chain and what's actually involved, the people and the effort and the passion that goes into producing the products in the UK. And also you see why the product tastes better, and people spoke about the standards, the welfare, the grass feeding of the lambs, you know, and that's why the animals taste very different, you know, in the UK compared to others.
And the feedback you're getting from your users?
Feedback from some of the Twitter comments is they love the recipes, the tagine, you know, and it's just engaging and raising awareness, really, you know.
What's next?
What's next is hopefully to do British Ramadan again, and each year it's growing, and to utilise the platform to showcase British products and British ideas, and hopefully take the feedback from our viewers and to modify it so that it suits, because when you look at Christmas, for example, in the UK, it's a massive event. When you look at UK itself, British Ramadan, there isn't anything. And I think gradually, as you look at the sort of marketplace, it's changing. It's a fantastic event to showcase British products, and it's coming into mainstream. For example, like a couple of years ago, if you went into the high street, you wouldn't have seen anything about Ramadan or Eid or Diwali or any other functions. And I think it's just great to see the differences being celebrated by everybody, you know, from here right the way up to Christmas.
Well, we'll be seeing you at the Halal Expo across the country as well, where people will be able to sample your products as well.
Yeah.
You love your expos, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you got your tuk-tuk as well, so
yes.
It's been in the studio. I was hoping you're going to let me drive it, but...
The thing is, if you get, I'll push it. The tuk-tuk will be in Birmingham, NEC, at the Halal Lifestyle Exhibition, and also in Trafford as well as part of the Halal Expo, where Greg will be cooking up. And please do come, you know, sample the products and give your feedback, you know, good or bad. We welcome feedback, and it's an opportunity to engage with the customer and move forward.
Well, absolutely loved having you here. Loved having you on British Muslim TV, and thank you so much that you've done for British Ramadan. I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2025, God willing.
No, thank you. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the viewers for their support and to wish them a happy Eid. Look forward to seeing you next year at the exhibitions. Thank you.
Eid Mubarak to all of you at home. Please do get across to Shazan's website, and we'll see you very, very soon. And we'll see Shazan in 2025 here on British Muslim TV.